today, more than 50 sewage trucks disposes wastewater at the Agua Gambia Kotu Pond. The largest foreign-owned pond that is partnering with NAWEC and NEA has been operating in the Gambia for the past 6 years to treat sewages around the surrounding. Over 1/3 of the global population do not have access to functioning sanitization facilities and sewage disposal. This lack of sanitization adversely affects social and economic development in the countries concerned and is also a source of significant environmental pollution. Agua Gambia is responsible for giving wastewater treatment facilities and all the connected sewage network in the Gambia. Contrary to their operations over the past years, one of the country's busiest industrial areas, Senegambia, has been affected by the bad odious pollution emanating from the pond site. Most developing countries are unable to properly manage the disposed sewage due to the absence of efficient institutions, lack of technological know-how of wastewater treatment processes and their implementation. Also, inappropriate management practices.
As far as the tourist season is coming to start, normally we have 4 pump stations, like starting from Senegambia, we have a well there, a pump station there, where normally all the sewage from that area go to that well. That's called a pump station. That's where to go, and then we have a pump machine there. It pushes it to the other pump station, and number 2 here, that is in Palmarima. The second pump station is there, and then we have another pump station and behind the Combo Beach, and another one at BB. It's 4 pump stations. So all these hotels, each pump station, the surrounding hotels normally pump to that well.
The process of waste dumping is currently causing environmental pollution, which is affecting hotel-owned business entities and the lives of people residing around the sewage treatment center in Kotu. Globally, tourism could lose around 120 million jobs as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council. The number of holidaymakers traveling abroad is forecast to halve in 2020, as more than 3 trillion get wiped of global tourism GDP. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. Thank you. How have you been living with the foul smell that emanates from the sewage treatment center over the years?
Well, it was very, very tough with us, especially doing business in this kind of environment, because it's a health hazard thing, which is being complained by our customers, our guests all the time. They do complain, and every time we complain, we also forward our complaints to the GT board.
The Gambian economy has nosedived because of the effects of the coronavirus pandemic, as the small nation expects an estimated 20% decline in revenue. Under these conditions, how have they just been living there? Have you lost any of them due to this thing, that the foul smell that emanates from the again?
Yes, we did lost many of our customers through this agua smell, because they will always, some of them will check in. You know how the traps are. They will just check in, and then they will take the scent that the odor is very bad. They will come to the reception and ask, what is smelling? There's a strong smell coming in. So immediately they will just carry their bags, because they cannot live in that condition in the hotel, especially in the evening when they want to order food, because the restaurant is always empty, because you cannot eat food when you get that smell from agua. So it's difficult for us also to make money in our restaurant.
Okay.
Definitely.
We learned that you wrote a collective petition for this here,
yes,
to bring this troubling issue to the attention of the government. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, we've written to GT board, and then we've written to NEA also. But since then nothing has been done, there's nothing been done. So I don't think there's anything that they could because once they go to the Agua, they're telling them there that they rented this place. So I think it's a period of, I don't know, 10 years or so. So they have to allow first before they can do anything. But when Navek was running it don't used to be like that. It was used to be, the scent was not there at all. But once the Agua started, it's when everything started, the smells coming up.
Yeah, obviously it's happened like Badala Hotel at times when when the climate also change, like if there's a little bit cold, normally when the at times trucks when they come they bring with like example the fish waste, like if they collect sewage from the market and from a restaurant. So the time when they come and dump it here, if the climate when they are dumping, that's the time the air will take, and then at times they will have this bad odor and then they will come and complain. But mostly the one who normally complain is Bada because they are very close to this place. So always they are the one who have the more disadvantage than the other hotels.
Trying to make sure that they use the right material, the right chemical for the ponds. But I think they're not still doing that. So I don't think there's, the only thing we can do is just to write again, go to GT board, NEA, invite them. That's all we could do. Then the authorities up there will know how to handle it. But for us, we can only complain. It's up to them whether our complaints will be heard or not. They will take it serious or not. But we're losing a lot of revenue, to be honest to you, which is not good for any business.
From here, we can see how close the Agua Gambia is to hotels around this vicinity, being directly opposite to the Badala Park and other hotels around this end. Hotel owners in this vicinity have in several occasions split to the Gambian authorities to help reduce the foul scent that emanates from the Agua Gambia Limited. As tourist attraction centers, they wrote a collective petition to bring these troubling issues to the attention of the government, because this foul scent that emanates from the Agua Sewage Treatment Center has over the years affected tourism and trade around this end. The Gambian government has relaxed various COVID-19 restrictions on travels and public gatherings as the country approaches the beginning of its tourist season. Gambia's 6-month tourist season begins by the end of October. The government of the small West African country made a televised statement declaring all its market open, waiving a 2-week mandatory quarantine imposed on guests arriving in the country. But travelers will still be required to show evidence of negative PCR test results conducted not more than 72 hours prior to their arrival. According to the statement, those with positive test results will be quarantined. The government notified airlines and travel agencies to begin booking flights to the Gambia and to all categories of travelers. The Gambian economy was badly hit by COVID-19, recording an estimated 20% decline in revenue. One of the key sectors hit hard by the pandemic is tourism. An assessment released by the Gambia Tourism Board in May estimated the sector may lose up to $108 million this year. Hotel owners around the Kotu Senegambia highway have told us about the numerous steps they have taken in involving the National Environmental Agency about the foul smell that emanates from the Kotu Sewage Treatment Center. Today we are here in the National Environmental Agency as partners with the Agua to ask them certain questions about what steps they have taken to mitigate or put an end to the foul smell that emanates from the Kotu Sewage Treatment Center. But so unfortunate, we came here and to our surprise, such national agencies are closing their doors to give out such information to the press.